The rain doesn't ask permission. It just falls. Cold. Relentless. Turning the Brooklyn sidewalk into a mirror that reflects everything the city tries to hide. Maya Torres is 26 years old. 7 months pregnant. And she's walking home from a shift that paid her just enough to keep the lights on for another week. Her feet ache. Her back screams. But she keeps moving because stopping means thinking, and thinking means remembering that she's doing this alone. The coat she's wearing is too thin for November. The kind you buy at a thrift store because it's $5 and you tell yourself it'll be enough. It's not. But Maya has learned that enough is a luxury she can't afford. She's 3 blocks from the subway when she sees him. A boy. Small. Maybe 8 years old. He's crumpled against a wrought iron fence like discarded newspaper. His sneakers are too clean for this neighborhood. Designer. Wait. The kind that cost more than Maya makes in a month. His jacket is soaked through. His face is pale. Too pale. And there's blood. A thin line of it running from a gash above his eyebrow, mixing with rainwater, painting the concrete beneath him in diluted crimson. Maya stops. Her heart doesn't just skip. It stops. Literally stops for one terrifying second before slamming back into rhythm so hard she can feel it in her throat. A woman with headphones walks past without looking down. A taxi splashes through a puddle 2 feet away, spraying water across the boy's legs. The city keeps moving. The city always keeps moving. But Maya doesn't. She drops to her knees. The pavement bites through her thin jeans. The cold seeps into her bones. But she doesn't feel it. All she feels is the pulse beneath her fingertips as she presses 2 fingers to the boy's neck. Steady. Faint. But there. Thank God. Her hands shake as she searches his pockets. No phone. No wallet. Just a small inhaler tucked into his jacket and a school ID clipped to his backpack strap. Lucas Ashford. West Bridge Academy. Rich kid. Lost. Bleeding. Alone. Maya unzips the backpack with trembling fingers. Inside are textbooks with covers that still look new, a half-eaten granola bar, and a sleek smartphone with a cracked screen. She swipes it open. No passcode. Thank God for small mercies. She scrolls through the contacts. Mom is crossed out. There's a note beside it in a child's handwriting. Died 2019. Maya's throat tightens. Dad sits at the top of the list. She hesitates. Just for a heartbeat. Then she presses call. It rings once. Twice. Lucas, I'm in a meeting. The voice is clipped. Impatient. Expensive. The kind of voice that doesn't expect interruptions. The kind of voice that belongs to someone who hasn't had to wait for anything in a very long time. This isn't Lucas. Maya's voice trembles. She hates that it trembles. But she can't stop it. I'm sorry to call, but your son is unconscious on the street. He's bleeding. I think he's been here a while. Silence. Not the comfortable kind. The kind that stretches and pulls and threatens to snap. Then. What did you just say? The voice changes. All the impatience drains out of it. What's left is raw. Terrified. Human. Your son. Lucas. He's hurt. I don't know what happened, but he needs help. Where are you? Maya rattles off the intersection. Her free hand instinctively cradles her belly. Protecting. Even now. Even when she's the one trying to save someone else's child. Don't move. I'm coming. The line goes dead. Maya stays. Of course she stays. She strips off her coat. It's too thin. Too worn. Too inadequate. But it's warmer than nothing. She drapes it over Lucas's small frame. Tucks it around his shoulders. Whispers to him the way her grandmother used to whisper to her during thunderstorms when she was small and scared and convinced the world was ending. You're not alone. Someone's coming. Hold on. The rain keeps falling. A siren wails in the distance. Maya keeps whispering. 17 minutes later, a black SUV screeches to a halt. The tires shriek against wet asphalt. The sound is sharp. Violent. It cuts through the rain like a knife. A man explodes from the back seat. Tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a suit that probably costs more than Maya's rent. His tie is loose. His hair is wet. His eyes are wild, desperate, scanning the street until they land on her. On Lucas. Oh God. He drops to his knees beside them. His expensive suit soaks through instantly. He doesn't notice. Doesn't care. Lucas. Buddy. Can you hear me? The boy stirs. His eyelids flutter. A small sound escapes his lips. Dad. The man's face crumples. Every wall. Every defense. Every carefully constructed piece of armor. Gone. Just like that. I'm here. I've got you. An ambulance wails closer. Growing louder. Someone must have called. Maybe the bodega owner across the street. Maybe a passerby with a conscience. Maya doesn't know. Doesn't care. She just watches as paramedics swarm. As Lucas is lifted onto a stretcher. As the man grips his son's hand like a lifeline. Like letting go means losing everything. And then those eyes turn to her. You called me. It's not a question. Just a statement. Quiet. Hoarse. Maya nods. She's hugging herself against the cold now that her coat is gone. Her arms wrapped around her swollen belly. Protecting what's hers while standing in the aftermath of protecting what was his. You stayed. I couldn't leave him. He stares at her. Really looks. Not the way men usually look at pregnant women with that mix of pity and discomfort. Not the way strangers look at poor girls in thrift store coats. He looks at her like he's seeing something he forgot existed. Compassion. Humanity. Care without condition. Thank you. The words break on the way out. Like they're too big for his throat. Just take care of him. Maya turns to leave. But his hand catches her wrist. Gentle. Questioning. Not demanding. Wait. What's your name? Maya. He repeats it. Soft. Like a prayer. Maya. I'm Damien. Damien Ashford. She knows the name. Everyone in New York knows the name. Tech mogul. Billionaire. The man who revolutionized cybersecurity and made half the city's infrastructure unhackable. The man whose face appears on magazine covers and Forbes lists and TED Talk stages. But right now he just looks like a father who almost lost everything. Come with us. To the hospital. Please. Maya blinks. I don't think that's... Please. Something in his voice stops her. Something raw and unguarded and desperate. Something that sounds like he needs her to say yes more than he needs his next breath. So she nods. And everything changes. The hospital is sterile and bright. A stark contrast to the dark rain-soaked street. The fluorescent lights hum overhead. Too loud. Too harsh. Maya sits in a plastic chair in the waiting room, hands folded over her belly, wondering what the hell she's doing here. Damien paces. Back and forth. Back and forth. His phone clutched in white-knuckled hands. It keeps ringing. He keeps declining the calls. His assistant. His board members. His investors. People who think their emergencies matter. They don't. Not tonight. A doctor emerges after what feels like hours but is probably only 40 minutes. Her scrubs are splattered with blood. Her expression is calm. Professional. Mr. Ashford? Damien stops pacing. His whole body goes rigid. Lucas is stable. The surgery went well. He had a skull fracture, but we've repaired it. He'll need rest and monitoring, but he's going to be fine. Damien's knees buckle. Maya doesn't think. She just moves. Catches his arm. Steadies him. Thank you. He's saying it to the doctor. To Maya. To God. To anyone who's listening. Can I see him? He's sedated right now, but you can sit with him. Room 304. Damien nods. Starts walking. Then stops. Turns back to Maya. Come with me. It's not a command. It's a question. A plea. Maya should say no. Should go home. Should leave this family to their reunion and their relief and their expensive private room. But she doesn't. She follows. Room 304 is quiet except for the steady beep of monitors. Lucas looks so small in the hospital bed. So fragile. Tubes and wires connect him to machines that blink and hum and measure every breath. Damien sinks into the chair beside the bed, takes his son's hand, and breaks. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly, tears streaming down his face, shoulders shaking, breath coming in ragged gasps. I didn't know he'd left the house. I was in back-to-back meetings. My assistant was supposed to check on him. I thought he was safe. I thought. His voice cracks. Fails. Maya doesn't know what to say. So she just sits in the chair by the window. Silent. Present. After a long moment, Damien looks up. His eyes are red. Raw. Why did you stop? What? Why did you stop? Most people would have walked past. Maya's hand drifts to her belly. A habit now. Unconscious. I don't know. Maybe because I know what it's like to be invisible. His eyes search hers. You're not invisible. I am to most people. The words hang between them. Heavy. True. A nurse comes in to check Lucas's vitals. Smiles at Maya like she belongs here. Like she's family. Maya doesn't correct her. 3 days pass. Maya goes back to work. Her manager gives her hell for missing 2 shifts. Threatens to fire her. Maya just nods and ties her apron and serves coffee to people who don't see her. But she keeps going back to the hospital. She tells herself it's just to check on Lucas. To make sure he's okay. That's all. It's not all. Lucas wakes on the 2nd day. Disoriented. Confused. He sees Damien and bursts into tears. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just wanted to see Mom. Damien pulls him close. So careful. So gentle. I know. I know. I'm sorry I wasn't there. Lucas buries his face in his father's shoulder and sobs. The kind of crying that comes from somewhere deep. Somewhere that's been holding it in for too long. I ran away because you missed my play again. I just wanted to find Mom's grave. I got lost. These big kids. They pushed me. Took my phone. I hit my head and everything went dark and I thought I was going to die alone and... You didn't. You're here. You're safe. Only because she found me. Lucas pulls back. Looks around the room. His eyes land on Maya sitting quietly by the window. You're the lady. The one who stayed. Maya smiles. Small. Soft. Yeah. That's me. Lucas stares at her for a long moment. Then. Thank you for not walking away. Maya's throat tightens. You're welcome. That night, after Lucas falls back asleep, Damien walks Maya to the elevator. You don't have to keep coming back. I know. But you do anyway. It's not a question. Maya shrugs. I guess I just want to make sure he's okay. He is. Because of you. The elevator dings. The doors slide open. Maya steps inside. Turns. Presses the button for the ground floor. Damien stands in the hallway. Watching her. And for just a second, something passes between them. Something unspoken. Something neither of them is ready to name. The doors close. Maya goes home to her studio apartment. To her thrift store furniture and her empty fridge and her second-hand baby clothes folded in a cardboard box. She tells herself this is it. That she's done her good deed. That she can move on now. But 2 days later, the flowers arrive. 2 dozen white roses. Delivered to the diner during her shift. The card is simple. Thank you for seeing him. -D. Her co-workers whisper. Speculate. Maya ignores them. Takes the flowers home. Puts them in a plastic pitcher because she doesn't own a vase. Then the hospital bills come. Not Lucas's. Hers. From a prenatal checkup she'd been avoiding because she couldn't afford it. An appointment she'd finally gone to 3 weeks ago when the cramping got too bad to ignore. The bill is marked paid in full. Maya stares at it for a long time. Then she pulls out her phone. Scrolls to the number she saved but told herself she'd never use. Damien Ashford. She hesitates. Then presses call. He answers on the second ring. Maya. You can't do this. Do what? Pay my medical bills. Send me flowers. Like what? Like you owe me something. I do owe you something. No. You don't. I didn't help Lucas because I wanted something in return. I helped him because he needed help. That's it. Silence. Then. I know. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm grateful. And gratitude isn't charity, Maya. It's just me saying thank you the only way I know how. Maya closes her eyes. I don't need your money. I know. But you need help. And I have the means to give it. So let me. Please. She wants to say no. Wants to hang up. Wants to protect the last shred of pride she has left. But she's 7 months pregnant. Working double shifts. Living paycheck to paycheck. And pride doesn't keep the lights on. Okay. The word comes out small. Defeated. Okay. Just this once. Okay. Another silence. Then. Lucas wants to see you again. He's been asking about you every day. Maya's heart does something complicated. I don't think that's a good idea. Why not? Because I'm not part of your world, Damien. I'm a waitress. You're a billionaire. This isn't some feel-good movie where we all become best friends and live happily ever after. You have your life. I have mine. And they don't intersect. They already have. That doesn't mean they should keep intersecting. What if I want them to? Maya's breath catches. Why? Because. His voice drops. Softens. Because I need to understand how a stranger cared more about my son than I did. The words hit her like a fist. That's not fair. It's true. She doesn't know what to say to that. Have dinner with us. Just once. Let Lucas thank you properly. Then if you want to walk away, I'll respect that. Maya should say no. She knows she should say no. But, okay. One dinner. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Maya hangs up, stares at her phone, and wonders what the hell she just agreed to. The next evening, a car arrives to pick her up. Not the SUV from that night. Something smaller. Still expensive. The driver opens the door for her. Calls her ma'am. Maya feels ridiculous climbing into the back seat in her cleanest pair of jeans and a sweater she borrowed from a coworker. The drive takes 20 minutes. They leave Brooklyn. Cross the bridge. Manhattan rises around them. Glass and steel and lights that never go out. The car pulls up to a building that looks like it belongs in a magazine. All modern architecture and floor-to-ceiling windows. A doorman tips his hat. The elevator is made of mirrors and smells like expensive perfume. Maya's reflection stares back at her. Pregnant. Tired. Out of place. The elevator opens directly into a penthouse. Not a hallway. Not a lobby. The elevator just opens and there's the apartment. Like something out of a movie. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the city. The skyline glitters in every direction. The furniture is minimalist. Expensive. Everything is white and gray and carefully curated. Maya steps out. The doors close behind her. And there's Lucas. Standing in the living room. Wearing pajamas. A bandage still wrapped around his head. His face lights up when he sees her. You came. Maya smiles. I said I would. Lucas rushes forward. Stops just short of hugging her. Like he's not sure if he's allowed. Maya makes the decision for him. Opens her arms. He crashes into her. Holds on tight. Thank you. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for calling my dad. Thank you for... His voice breaks. Maya holds him. rubs his back, whispers, "You're welcome, Lucas. You're so welcome." When he finally pulls back, his eyes are wet. But he's smiling. "I made you something." He runs to the dining table, comes back with a piece of paper. It's a drawing. Crayon. A little rough, but unmistakably her. Standing in the rain, holding a phone. "An angel," he says, pointing at the wings he drew behind her. Maya's throat closes. "It's beautiful. You can keep it." "I will. I'll put it somewhere special." Damien appears from the kitchen. He's not wearing a suit, just jeans and a sweater. It makes him look younger, more human. "Dinner's ready. I hope you like Italian." The table is set simply. No servants, no chef. Just the three of them and bowls of pasta and garlic bread and a salad that looks like Damien tried his best. They eat. Lucas talks. A lot. About school. About his robotics project. About the book he's reading. About his mom and how she used to make him pancakes shaped like dinosaurs. Damien listens. Really listens. Like he's memorizing every word. Maya watches them. Father and son. Trying to find their way back to each other. After dinner, Lucas asks if Maya wants to see his room. She says yes. His room is exactly what you'd expect. Posters of superheroes and planets. Lego structures on every surface. A telescope by the window. Books stacked in crooked piles. "This is where I sleep." Lucas points to the bed. "And this is where Mom used to read to me." He points to a chair by the window. "I still sit there sometimes. And pretend she's reading." Maya's heart breaks a little. What was her name? Claire. That's a beautiful name. Lucas nods. She was beautiful. Dad has pictures. But he doesn't look at them anymore. I think it hurts too much. Maya doesn't know what to say to that. So she just sits with him. In the chair. And asks if he wants her to read to him. His face lights up. Really? Really? He grabs a book. Hands it to her. Climbs into bed. Maya reads. Her voice soft. Steady. The story is about a boy who gets lost in the woods and finds his way home by following the stars. When she finishes, Lucas's eyes are heavy. "Will you come back?" Maya hesitates. "I don't know. Please." How can she say no to that? "I'll try." Lucas smiles. Closes his eyes. Maya stands. Walks to the door. Looks back. He's already asleep. Damien is waiting in the hallway. He's getting attached. "I know. Is that a problem?" Maya looks at him. "I don't know yet." They walk back to the living room. The city glows beyond the windows. Silent. Infinite. Damien pours 2 glasses of water. Hands her one. "Why did you really invite me here?" "Because Lucas needed to see you. To know you're real. That you didn't just disappear. And because I needed to see you too." Maya's heart beats faster. "Why?" "Because I can't stop thinking about that night. About how you were the only person who stopped. The only person who saw my son and didn't just keep walking. And I keep asking myself why. Maybe I'm just a decent person. Maybe. Or maybe you understand something I forgot." "What's that?" "That people matter more than meetings. That being present is more valuable than being powerful." Maya takes a sip of water. "You're giving me too much credit." "Am I?" She doesn't answer. They stand in silence. The kind that's not uncomfortable. Just full. Finally, Maya sets down her glass. "I should go. Let me drive you." "It's fine. I can take the subway." "Maya." "It's almost midnight. Please. Let me drive you." She wants to argue. But she's tired. And her feet hurt. And the idea of not having to navigate the subway alone sounds like mercy. Okay. The drive back to Brooklyn is quiet. Maya stares out the window. Damien keeps his eyes on the road. When they pull up to her building, he puts the car in park but doesn't say anything. Maya reaches for the door handle. Then, "Thank you for tonight." She looks back at him. "You don't have to keep thanking me." "I know. But I want to." Their eyes meet. Hold. Something shifts in the air between them. Something neither of them is ready to name. Maya opens the door. Steps out. "Good night, Damien." "Good night, Maya." She walks to her building. Climbs the 3 flights to her studio apartment. Unlocks the door. Steps inside. And only then does she let herself breathe. She walks to the window. Looks down at the street. The car is still there. Damien is watching her building, making sure she got in safe. Maya's chest tightens. She waves. He waves back. Then he drives away. Maya sits on her second-hand couch, stares at Lucas's drawing, the angel in the rain. And for the first time in months, she doesn't feel quite so alone. The weeks that follow blur together in a way that feels both inevitable and impossible. Damien keeps calling. Not every day. Just enough. Checking in. Asking if she needs anything. Inviting her to things. Lunch. Coffee. A walk through Central Park. Maya says no to most of them. But not all of them. Lucas asks for her constantly. Begs his father to invite her over. To let her come to his robotics competition. To ask if she'll help him with his science project. Damien doesn't push. But he doesn't stop asking either. And slowly. So slowly she doesn't notice it happening until it's already happened. Maya becomes part of their lives. She helps Lucas build a volcano for his science fair. Teaches him how to make her grandmother's arroz con pollo. Sits with him while he cries about missing his mother. She doesn't try to replace Claire. Doesn't pretend she can. She just shows up. And somehow that's enough. Damien watches it all with something in his eyes that Maya can't quite name. Gratitude, maybe. Or relief. Or something deeper that neither of them is ready to touch. One Saturday, Lucas begs to go to the cemetery. To visit his mother's grave. Damien hesitates. He hasn't been in over a year. It hurts too much. But Lucas asks Maya to come too. And somehow that makes it possible. They drive to a cemetery in Queens. The kind with old trees and weathered stones and a quietness that feels sacred. Claire's grave is beneath a cherry blossom tree. The stone is simple. Just her name. Her dates. And the words beloved wife and mother. Lucas kneels. Places fresh flowers in the holder. "Hi, Mom. I brought someone I want you to meet. Her name is Maya. She's the one who found me when I was hurt. She called Dad. She stayed with me. She's really nice. I think you'd like her." Maya's throat closes. Damien stands a few feet back, arms crossed, jaw tight. Maya walks over to him. "You okay?" His voice is rough when he answers. "I haven't been here since the funeral. I told myself I would. But every time I tried, I just couldn't." "Why not?" "Because coming here makes it real. And I wasn't ready for it to be real. And now." He looks at Lucas. At the boy kneeling by his mother's grave. Talking to her like she's still listening. "Now I think maybe it's been real the whole time. I just wasn't brave enough to face it." Maya doesn't say anything. Just stands beside him. Present. After a while, Lucas stands. Walks back to them. "Ready?" Damien nods. They walk back to the car. The 3 of them. A strange little constellation of grief and healing and something that might, one day, become hope. That night, after they drop Maya off, Lucas asks his father a question. "Do you think Mom sent Maya to us?" Damien doesn't believe in signs. In fate. In divine intervention. But maybe. Lucas smiles. "I think so too." And in that moment, Damien realizes something that terrifies him. He's falling for her. Not because she saved Lucas. Not because she's kind or patient or selfless. But because when he's with her, he remembers what it feels like to be human, to be flawed, to be seen. Maya is 8 months pregnant now. Her belly has grown so big she can barely see her feet. Her back aches constantly. Sleep is a distant memory. But she's still working, still showing up, still trying to make it on her own. Until she can't. It happens on a Tuesday. She's carrying a tray of plates when the cramping starts. Sharp, sudden, stealing her breath. The tray slips. Plates shatter. Maya grabs the counter. Her vision blurs. Her manager rushes over. "Are you okay?" Maya nods. Lies. "I'm fine." She's not fine. The cramping gets worse. Sharper. Radiating from her belly to her back. She makes it through the shift. Barely. Walks home because she can't afford a cab. Climbs the 3 flights to her apartment. Collapses on her couch. The cramping doesn't stop. She pulls out her phone. Stares at the screen. She should call a doctor. An ambulance. Someone. But she knows what that means. Another bill she can't pay. Another debt she can't escape. So she just sits there, breathing through the pain, praying it passes. It doesn't. At 11 p.m., her phone rings. Damien. She almost doesn't answer. But something makes her pick up. "Hello, Maya. Are you okay? You sound." "I'm fine." "You're lying." Her breath hitches. Another wave of pain crashes through her. Damien hears it. "Where are you?" "Home." "I'm coming." "No, don't." "I'm fine." "Maya, I'm coming. Don't argue." He hangs up. 20 minutes later, there's a knock on her door. Maya opens it. Damien stands in the hallway. Hair disheveled. Eyes wide. Scared. "You look like hell." "Thanks." "Hospital." "No." "I can't afford." "I don't care." "You're going." End of discussion. Maya wants to argue. But another cramp hits. Sharp enough to make her gasp. Damien catches her arm. Steadies her. "Come on. I've got you." He drives her to the hospital. Stays while they run tests. Paces while they monitor the baby. Holds her hand when the doctor delivers the news. Preterm labor. "We've stopped it for now. But you need bed rest. Complete bed rest. No work. No stress." Maya's heart sinks. "How long?" "Until you deliver." "I can't. I have to work. I have bills. I have." The doctor's expression is firm. "If you don't rest, you could lose this baby." The words hit like a punch. Maya closes her eyes. Damien squeezes her hand. "She'll rest. I'll make sure of it." The doctor nods. Leaves. Maya pulls her hand away. "You can't just make decisions for me. Someone has to. You're clearly not making them for yourself. That's not fair." "You know what's not fair? Watching you work yourself into the ground because you're too proud to accept help." "I'm not proud. I'm realistic. I don't have the luxury of bed rest. I don't have savings. I don't have family. I don't have. You have me." The words hang in the air. Maya stares at him. "What?" "You have me. And Lucas. And a guest room that's sitting empty. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to come stay with us until the baby's born. You're going to rest. You're going to let us help. And you're not going to argue." "I can't do that." "Why not?" "Because it's too much. Because I don't want to owe you." Because you're scared." Maya's eyes fill with tears. "Yes. Okay. Yes. I'm terrified. Because people don't just help for no reason. Because every time someone has offered me something, there's been a catch. And I can't afford the catch this time." Damien's expression softens. "There's no catch, Maya. I'm not trying to buy you. I'm not trying to control you. I'm just trying to help. Because you matter. To Lucas. To me. The tears spill over. Why? Because when I'm with you, I remember what it feels like to be a decent human being. Because you make me want to be better. Because... He stops. Swallows hard. Because I care about you. And I can't stand the thought of something happening to you or your baby because you were too stubborn to ask for help. Maya doesn't know what to say. So she just cries. And Damien pulls her into his arms. And for the first time in months, Maya lets herself be held. Okay. The word comes out small. Broken. Okay. I'll stay. Just until the baby comes. Then I'm gone. Damien nods. Okay. But they both know it's a lie. Because some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. And this one has been thrown wide. Moving into the Ashford penthouse feels like stepping into someone else's life. Maya arrives with a single duffel bag. Everything she owns fits inside it. Clothes. Toiletries. A worn copy of her grandmother's Bible. The drawing Lucas made of her as an angel. That's it. That's all she has. Damien doesn't comment on it. Doesn't make her feel small. He just shows her to the guest room. The one with the view of the city. The one with a bed so soft it feels like sleeping on a cloud. Lucas is bouncing on his toes with excitement. You're really staying? Just for a little while. That's okay. A little while is better than nothing. He hugs her. Careful around her belly. Maya blinks back tears. Damien clears his throat. There's a bathroom through that door. Towels are in the cabinet. If you need anything, my room is down the hall. Lucas's is across from yours. Thank you. The words feel inadequate. Damien lingers in the doorway, like he wants to say something else. But he doesn't. He just nods and leaves. Maya sinks onto the bed, stares at the ceiling, and wonders how her life became this. The first few days are awkward. Maya doesn't know how to exist in this space. Everything is too clean, too expensive, too much. She's afraid to touch anything, afraid to break something, afraid to take up space. But Lucas doesn't let her hide. He drags her to breakfast every morning, insists she help him with his homework, asks her opinion on everything from his science project to what shoes he should wear. Damien is quieter, more careful. He leaves for work early, comes home late, but he always checks on her. Did you eat? Did you rest? Do you need anything? Maya says no to everything. Until one night when she can't sleep. The baby is pressing on her ribs. Her back aches. The guest room feels too big, too empty. She wanders into the kitchen at 2 in the morning. Finds Damien sitting at the island in the dark. Laptop open. Coffee untouched. He looks up when she enters. Can't sleep? She shakes her head. Me neither. He closes the laptop. Gestures to the stool beside him. Maya sits. For a long time, neither of them speaks. Then, why are you really doing this? Damien doesn't pretend not to understand. I told you. Because you matter. But why do I matter? You barely know me. I know you stopped when no one else did. I know you called me instead of walking away. I know you've been showing up for Lucas even though you have every reason not to. That's enough. Maya fidgets with the hem of her sleep shirt. I'm not some charity case you can fix. I don't think you're broken. Then what do you think I am? He looks at her. Really looks. I think you're the strongest person I've ever met. And I think you've been alone for so long you've forgotten what it feels like to be seen. Maya's breath catches. You don't know anything about me. Then tell me. Why? Because I want to know. The words sit between them. Heavy. Honest. Maya swallows hard. My parents died when I was 16. Car accident. I went into foster care. Aged out at 18. Been on my own ever since. I'm sorry. Everyone's sorry. Sorry doesn't change anything. No. But it's still true. Maya's hands rest on her belly. the baby's father. His name was Marco. We met at the diner. He was charming, funny, said all the right things. I thought maybe this time someone would stay. But he didn't. No, he didn't. Soon as I told him I was pregnant, he was gone. Blocked my number. Moved out of his apartment. Just vanished. Damien's jaw tightens. He's an idiot. That's what everyone says. Because it's true. Maya looks at him. Why do you care? Damien hesitates. Then. Because watching someone walk away from you is the worst kind of pain. And no one should have to carry that alone. You're talking about Claire. He nods. She didn't leave by choice. But she still left. And I've spent 2 years trying to figure out how to keep living when the person you built your life around is gone. Is that why you work so much? Why you missed Lucas's play? Yes. Maya's voice softens. You're punishing yourself. Maybe. For what? For not being enough. For not saving her. For not knowing she was sick until it was too late. Damien's voice cracks. She had cancer. Stage 4. By the time they found it, there was nothing anyone could do. 6 months from diagnosis to funeral. And I spent half of that time in meetings, convincing myself that keeping the company afloat was the same thing as keeping my family together. But it wasn't. No. It wasn't. They sit in the silence. Then Maya says something that surprises them both. You're still here. That counts for something. Damien looks at her. Is it enough? I don't know. But it's more than nothing. He almost smiles. You always this honest? Only when I'm too tired to lie. That gets a real smile out of him. They sit there until the city starts to wake. Until the sky turns from black to gray to pale gold. And when Maya finally goes back to bed, she sleeps better than she has in months. The weeks that follow settle into something that feels dangerously close to normal. Maya rests. Actually rests. Damien makes sure of it. He hires a nurse to check on her twice a week. Stocks the kitchen with food she actually wants to eat. Rearranges his schedule so someone's always home. Lucas appoints himself her personal assistant. Brings her books. Makes her tea. Sits with her while she reads. One afternoon, he asks the question she's been dreading. Are you going to leave after the baby comes? Maya doesn't lie to him. I don't know yet. I don't want you to. I know. Dad doesn't want you to either. Maya's heart skips. He said that? No. But I can tell. Lucas is 9 years old. But sometimes he seems older. How can you tell? Because he's different when you're here. He smiles more. He's home more. He doesn't look so sad all the time. Maya doesn't know what to say to that. So she just pulls him close. And hopes it's enough. That evening, Damien comes home early. Finds Maya and Lucas watching a movie in the living room. Some animated thing about talking cars. He stands in the doorway, watching them. And something in his chest pulls tight. Lucas is curled against Maya's side. Her hand rests absently on his shoulder. They're both laughing at something on screen. It looks like a family. It feels like a family. And that terrifies him. Because what if she leaves? What if this ends? What if he lets himself want this and it gets taken away like everything else he's ever wanted? Maya looks up. Catches him staring. You okay? He forces a smile. Yeah. Long day. Come watch with us. Lucas says without looking away from the screen. I should change first. Ed. Lucas's voice is firm. Just sit down. Damien doesn't argue. He sits on the other side of Maya. Close enough that their shoulders almost touch. The movie plays. Maya shifts slightly. Her hand brushes his. He doesn't pull away. Neither does she. And for 2 hours, they sit there. The three of them. Pretending this is normal. Pretending this isn't terrifying. Pretending they're not all falling into something that could break them. When the movie ends, Lucas is asleep. Damien carries him to bed, tucks him in, whispers good night. When he comes back, Maya is still on the couch, staring at the city lights. Thank you. For what? For letting him be a kid again. Damien sits beside her. He's not the only one who needed that. They sit in silence. Then, Maya. Yeah. When the baby comes. What happens after? Maya's hand moves to her belly. I don't know. Do you have a plan? A place to go? I'll figure it out. That's not a plan. It's all I've got. Damien turns to face her. What if you stayed? The words hang in the air. Maya's breath catches. What if you stayed? Here. With us. Not as a guest. Not as some temporary thing. Stayed. Why would you want that? Because Lucas needs you. Because you shouldn't have to do this alone. Because... He stops. Swallows hard. Because I don't want you to leave. Maya's eyes fill with tears. Damien. I know it's complicated. I know it's fast. I know it doesn't make sense. But nothing about this has made sense from the beginning. And I'm tired of pretending I don't care. You barely know me. I know enough. What if it doesn't work? What if I mess everything up? What if it does work? What if you don't? What if we stop being so afraid of what could go wrong and just try? Maya wipes her eyes. I'm not afraid of messing up. I'm afraid of letting myself believe this is real and then having it taken away. I can't promise it won't be hard. I can't promise it'll be perfect. But I can promise I'm not going anywhere. And I can promise Lucas isn't either. Maya looks at him. Really looks. I think you're the strongest person I've ever met. And I think you've been alone for so long you've forgotten what it feels like to be seen. Maya's breath catches. You don't know anything about me. Then tell me. Why? Because I want to know. The words sit between them. Heavy. Honest. Maya swallows hard. My parents died when I was 16. Car accident. I went into foster care. Aged out at 18. Been on my own ever since. I'm sorry. Everyone's sorry. Sorry doesn't change anything. No. But it's still true. Maya's hands rest on her belly. The baby's father. His name was Marco. We met at the diner. He was charming. Funny. Said all the right things. I thought maybe this time someone would stay. But he didn't. No. He didn't. Soon as I told him I was pregnant, he was gone. Blocked my number. Moved out of his apartment. Just vanished. Damien's jaw tightens. He's an idiot. That's what everyone says. Because it's true. Maya looks at him. Why do you care? Damien hesitates. Then. Because watching someone walk away from you is the worst kind of pain. And no one should have to carry that alone. You're talking about Claire. He nods. She didn't leave by choice. But she still left. And I've spent 2 years trying to figure out how to keep living when the person you built your life around is gone. Is that why you work so much? Why you missed Lucas's play? Yes. Maya's voice softens. You're punishing yourself. Maybe. For what? For not being enough. For not saving her. For not knowing she was sick until it was too late. Damien's voice cracks. She had cancer. Stage 4. By the time they found it, there was nothing anyone could do. 6 months from diagnosis to funeral. And I spent half of that time in meetings, convincing myself that keeping the company afloat was the same thing as keeping my family together. But it wasn't. No. It wasn't. They sit in the silence. Then Maya says something that surprises them both. You're still here. That counts for something. Damien looks at her. Is it enough? I don't know. But it's more than nothing. He almost smiles. You always this honest? Only when I'm too tired to lie. That gets a real smile out of him. They sit there until the city starts to wake. until the sky turns from black to gray to pale gold. And when Maya finally goes back to bed, she sleeps better than she has in months. The weeks that follow settle into something that feels dangerously close to normal. Maya rests. Actually rests. Damien makes sure of it. He hires a nurse to check on her twice a week. Stocks the kitchen with food she actually wants to eat. Rearranges his schedule so someone's always home. Lucas appoints himself her personal assistant. Brings her books. Makes her tea. Sits with her while she reads. One afternoon, he asks the question she's been dreading. Are you going to leave after the baby comes? Maya doesn't lie to him. I don't know yet. I don't want you to. I know. Dad doesn't want you to either. Maya's heart skips. He said that? No. But I can tell. Lucas is 9 years old. But sometimes he seems older. How can you tell? Because he's different when you're here. He smiles more. He's home more. He doesn't look so sad all the time. Maya doesn't know what to say to that. So she just pulls him close. And hopes it's enough. That evening, Damien comes home early. Finds Maya and Lucas watching a movie in the living room. Some animated thing about talking cars. He stands in the doorway, watching them. And something in his chest pulls tight. Lucas is curled against Maya's side. Her hand rests absently on his shoulder. They're both laughing at something on screen. It looks like a family. It feels like a family. And that terrifies him. Because what if she leaves? What if this ends? What if he lets himself want this and it gets taken away like everything else he's ever wanted? Maya looks up. Catches him staring. You okay? He forces a smile. Yeah. Long day. Come watch with us. Lucas says without looking away from the screen. I should change first. Ed. Lucas's voice is firm. Just sit down. Damien doesn't argue. He sits on the other side of Maya. Close enough that their shoulders almost touch. The movie plays. Maya shifts slightly. Her hand brushes his. He doesn't pull away. Neither does she. And for 2 hours, they sit there. The three of them. Pretending this is normal. Pretending this isn't terrifying. Pretending they're not all falling into something that could break them. When the movie ends, Lucas is asleep. Damien carries him to bed. Tucks him in. Whispers good night. When he comes back, Maya is still on the couch. Staring at the city lights. Thank you. For what? For letting him be a kid again. Damien sits beside her. He's not the only one who needed that. They sit in silence. Then, Maya. Yeah. When the baby comes. What happens after? Maya's hand moves to her belly. I don't know. Do you have a plan? A place to go? I'll figure it out. That's not a plan. It's all I've got. Damien turns to face her. What if you stayed? The words hang in the air. Maya's breath catches. What if you stayed? Here. With us. Not as a guest. Not as some temporary thing. Just stayed. Why would you want that? Because Lucas needs you. Because you shouldn't have to do this alone. Because he stops. Swallows hard. Because I don't want you to leave. Maya's eyes fill with tears. Damien. I know it's complicated. I know it's fast. I know it doesn't make sense. But nothing about this has made sense from the beginning. And I'm tired of pretending I don't care. You barely know me. I know enough. What if it doesn't work? What if I mess everything up? What if it does work? What if you don't? What if we stop being so afraid of what could go wrong and just try? Maya wipes her eyes. I'm not afraid of messing up. I'm afraid of letting myself believe this is real and then having it taken away. I can't promise it won't be hard. I can't promise it'll be perfect. But I can promise I'm not going anywhere. And I can promise Lucas isn't either. Maya looks at him. Really looks. She goes to meet the woman. brings her to the foundation, gets her set up with housing and prenatal care. When she gets home that night, Damien is waiting. "You okay?" Maya nods. "I think I finally understand why all this happened." "Why?" "So I could help someone else not feel invisible." Damien pulls her close. "You're not invisible. Not anymore." Lucas starts high school. He's thriving. Top of his class. Captain of the robotics team. But he still has nightmares sometimes. About that night. About being alone on the street. About thinking no one would come. Maya sits with him through them. Reminds him. Someone always comes. You just have to hold on long enough to see it. 1 year after Elena's birth, Damien takes Maya back to that street corner. The one where everything changed. It's raining. Of course it's raining. But this time it's gentle. Cleansing. Maya stands on the sidewalk. Looks at the spot where Lucas was lying. "A year ago this was the worst night of my life." Damien says quietly. "And the best." "How can it be both?" "Because I lost my son. And found a family." Maya turns to him. He's holding a small box. "I wasn't going to do this. Not yet. Not until you were ready. But Lucas said I was being an idiot. That you've been ready for months and I'm just too scared to ask." "Ask what?" Damien opens the box. Inside is a ring. Simple. Elegant. A single diamond. "I don't want to marry you because I owe you. I don't want to marry you because you saved Lucas. I want to marry you because I can't imagine my life without you. Because you make me better. Because every morning I wake up grateful that you chose to stop that night." He takes a breath. "Will you marry me?" Maya's eyes fill with tears. She thinks about all the reasons she should say no. All the ways this could go wrong. All the fears still living in her chest. But then she thinks about Lucas. And Elena. And this man kneeling in the rain. And she realizes. Fear is just love waiting to be brave. "Yes." The word comes out strong. Clear. "Yes. Yes." Damien stands. Slides the ring on her finger. And kisses her like she's the answer to every question he's ever asked. When they get home, Lucas is waiting. Did she say yes? She said yes. Lucas whoops. Pumps his fist. Finally. "I thought you were never going to ask." Maya laughs. "You knew." He's been carrying that ring around for 3 months. Damien blushes. "I was waiting for the right moment." Lucas rolls his eyes. "There's never a right moment. You just have to jump." Maya pulls him into a hug. "When did you get so wise?" "I've always been wise. You're just now noticing." They all laugh. And in that moment, standing in the entryway, soaking wet, completely imperfect, they are home. The wedding is small. Just family and close friends. They get married in the same cemetery where Claire is buried. Under the cherry blossom tree. Lucas stands beside Damien as best man. Elena sleeps in Maya's arms wrapped in a white blanket. The officiant asks if anyone objects. Lucas raises his hand. Everyone freezes. Then he grins. "I object to how long it took you guys to figure this out." Laughter ripples through the small gathering. The ceremony continues. When it's time for vows, Damien goes first. "Maya, 1.5 years ago you stopped when no one else would. You saw my son when everyone else walked past. You called me when you didn't have to. You stayed when you could have left. And every day since then you've shown me what it means to be present. To be brave. To be human. I don't know what I did to deserve you. But I promise to spend the rest of my life trying to be worthy of the gift you've given me. You, Lucas, Elena, you're my family, my home, my everything." His voice breaks. "I love you." Maya's turn. "Damien. When I found Lucas that night I wasn't trying to be a hero. I was just trying to do the right thing. But you kept showing up. You kept seeing me. You kept making space for me even when I was too scared to take it. You taught me that family isn't about blood. It's about choice. It's about showing up. It's about staying. And you've stayed. Through all my fear. All my walls. All my doubt. So I'm choosing to stay too. For all the days I have left. I'm choosing you. I'm choosing us. She wipes her eyes. I love you. The officiant smiles. I now pronounce you husband and wife. They kiss. Elena wakes up and starts to cry. Everyone laughs. And just like that, they're married. The reception is in Damien's penthouse. String lights hang from the ceiling. Soft music plays. Food is served family style. Lucas gives a speech. When my dad called me a year and a half ago and said we were going to the hospital because someone found me, I didn't know that someone would change our lives. Maya didn't just save me that night. She saved all of us. She reminded us that people still care. That kindness still exists. That family is something you build, not something you're born into. So here's to Maya, the bravest person I know. And here's to my dad, who finally figured out what matters. He raises his glass. To family. Everyone echoes. To family. Later that night, after everyone has gone home and Lucas and Elena are asleep, Damien and Maya stand on the terrace. The city glows beneath them. Infinite. Alive. Think we can do this? Maya leans against him. Do what? Be happy. Damien pulls her closer. I think we already are. They stand in silence. Then, thank you. For what? For stopping. Maya smiles. Thank you for staying. And in the distance, beneath a sky full of stars, the city keeps moving, but they stand still. Together. 2 years later, the foundation has expanded to 3 locations. They've helped over 200 families. Maya runs the Brooklyn location. She's there every day, meeting with mothers, providing support, offering hope. Damien handles the business side, fundraising, partnerships, growth. Lucas is in college now, studying social work. He volunteers at the foundation on weekends. Elena is 2.5. Loud, curious, fearless. One afternoon Maya gets a call. A woman found a child on the street, unconscious, bleeding. She stayed with him, called for help. Now she's at the hospital, scared, alone. Maya goes to meet her. When she arrives, the woman is sitting in the waiting room. Young. Maybe 20. Shaking. You're the one who called? The woman nods. I didn't know what else to do. Everyone just walked past. But I couldn't. I just couldn't. Maya sits beside her. What's your name? Jessica. Jessica. You did the right thing. Jessica's eyes fill with tears. Is he going to be okay? I don't know. But he has a better chance because of you. Jessica wipes her eyes. I'm scared. I know. I've been where you are. Really? Really? Maya takes her hand. But you're not alone. Not anymore. They sit together, waiting. And Maya thinks about how far she's come. From invisible to seen. From alone to surrounded. From scared to strong. Later that night she tells Damien about it. It's happening again. Someone stopped. Someone stayed. He smiles. Because you showed them how. Maya shakes her head. No. They already knew. They just needed permission to care. That's what you do. You give people permission. Maybe. She looks out at the city. I used to think stopping that night was the hardest thing I'd ever do. But it wasn't. What was? Letting you love me. Letting myself believe I deserved it. And now I know. Everyone deserves it. They just have to be brave enough to accept it. Damien kisses her forehead. You're the bravest person I know. I learned from the best. She means him. He knows it. And in that moment, in the quiet, in the peace, they realize something profound. Healing isn't about forgetting the pain. It's about transforming it into purpose. And purpose isn't about grand gestures. It's about small moments. A phone call, a hand held, a choice to stay. 1 year later, Elena starts preschool. Maya cries on the first day. Damien teases her about it. She's going to be gone for 3 hours. You'll survive. I know. It's just, she's growing up. That's what kids do. I know. But Maya's voice drops. I never thought I'd get this. A family. A home. A life that feels safe. You have it now. I know. And I'm terrified it'll disappear. Damien takes her hand. It won't. I promise. You can't promise that. No. But I can promise I'll fight like hell to keep it. Maya smiles through tears. Okay. Okay. They watch Elena run into her classroom. She doesn't look back. Just charges forward. Fearless. That's our girl. Damien says. Yeah. Maya whispers. That's our girl. 5 years after that night in the rain, Maya is invited to speak at a conference about social services and community outreach. She almost says no, but Damien convinces her. Your story matters. People need to hear it. So she goes. Stands on stage in front of hundreds of people, and tells her truth. 5 years ago I was 7 months pregnant, working double shifts, living paycheck to paycheck. I was invisible. Or at least I thought I was. Then one night I found a boy on the street, bleeding, alone. And I stopped. I didn't stop because I'm a hero. I stopped because I saw him. Really saw him. And I couldn't walk away. She pauses. That decision changed my life. Not because I saved him, but because I let myself be saved too. By him. By his father. By a family I never expected to have. Her voice strengthens. We live in a city where it's easy to walk past suffering, where we're trained to keep our heads down, to mind our business, to protect ourselves. But what if we stopped? What if we saw each other? What if we cared? The audience is silent, hanging on every word. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it won't cost you something. But I am saying it's worth it, because on the other side of that choice, on the other side of stopping, of seeing, of staying, there's something beautiful, something transformative, something that looks a lot like hope. Applause thunders through the room. Maya steps off the stage. Damien is waiting in the wings. Lucas and Elena beside him. You were amazing, Lucas says. Elena reaches for her. Mama. Maya takes her daughter, holds her close, and realizes she's not invisible anymore. None of them are. They've been seen, and they're seeing others. And that is everything. 10 years after the night in the rain, Lucas is finishing graduate school. He's writing his thesis on community-based intervention programs. Elena is 8. Smart, funny, kind. The foundation has expanded nationwide. They've helped thousands of families, changed countless lives. One evening the whole family gathers for dinner. It's become a weekly tradition. No phones. No distractions. Just them. Lucas brings his girlfriend, a social worker he met through the foundation. Elena talks non-stop about her robotics project. Damien and Maya sit at opposite ends of the table, watching, listening, grateful. After dinner, Lucas pulls out an old photo. Remember this? It's the drawing he made when he was 9. Maya as an angel in the rain. I found it in a box. Thought you might want it back. Maya takes it. The paper is yellowed, worn, but the image is still clear. You should keep it, she says. As a reminder. Of what? That angels are just people who stop. Lucas smiles. Then we're all angels. Maya looks around the table. At Lucas. At Elena. At Damien. At the life they've built. And she thinks, maybe he's right. Maybe angels aren't mythical beings with wings and halos. Maybe they're just people. Imperfect. Scared. Human. But brave enough to stop. To see. To stay. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. That night after everyone has gone home. After Elena is tucked in bed. After the dishes are done and the lights are dimmed. Damien and Maya stand on the terrace. The city stretches below them. Still moving. Still breathing. Still alive. Think we made a difference? Maya leans against him. I think we tried. And that's more than nothing. It's everything. Damien kisses the top of her head. Thank you. For what? For stopping that night. For calling me. For staying even when it was hard. For building this life with me. Maya turns in his arms. Thank you for seeing me. For making space for me. For teaching me what family really means. They kiss. Soft. Sweet. Full of everything they've survived. Everything they've built. Everything they've become. And in the distance, beneath a sky full of stars, the rain begins to fall. Gentle. Cleansing. A reminder that some storms bring destruction, but others bring life. And this one brought everything. If this story touched your heart, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Untold Desires by Mr. Lewis for more stories that remind us what it means to be human. And remember, you never know when your moment to stop, to see, to stay will come. Don't walk past it. Because sometimes the person you save ends up saving you right back. Thank you for watching. And remember, kindness still exists. You just have to choose it.